If you want to succeed, you already know the drill. Work hard, find your passion, focus on your strengths, practice endlessly, push through the pain, and be grateful for the journey. It is completely reasonable advice. It's the cornerstone of every graduation speech ever given. And for a while, it works. It makes you feel you are on the right track. But if the formula is bulletproof, we have to ask why millions of incredibly passionate, hardworking people are entirely stuck. They know their strengths, they put in the hours, and yet they aren't moving forward. This standard advice leaves a significant gap in modern achievement. For many, following the hustle script leads to a dead end rather than a breakthrough. Take someone like Lynn. She is a highly capable executive who was promoted 3 times in 5 years. From the outside, she is on a massive upward trajectory, but internally, she is terrified of taking a single step further. When asked why she is afraid of wanting more, her answer is simple. She feels like she is barely surviving the workload she already has. Lynn is the hidden reality for many high achievers. They reach a certain level of success by applying sheer grit and determination, only to slam into a wall of exhaustion and quiet anxiety. Our culture is excellent at teaching people how to hustle their way to an initial victory. What it fails to provide is a mechanism to sustain that momentum without causing severe burnout over time. If you are already overwhelmed, digging deep to find more willpower doesn't lead to progress. It guarantees a breakdown. 50 years ago, the path was highly predictable. You followed the rules, you worked hard at one specific task, you avoided trouble, and you were rewarded with steady, linear progress. Today, that linear path shatters. The expectations are exponentially higher, the rules are largely unwritten, and your daily work is tangled in a chaotic web of interconnected projects. This creates an intense psychological squeeze. You are expected to adapt instantly and hustle relentlessly, while simultaneously curating a social image of effortless, relaxed leisure to everyone around you. Navigating this environment often feels like trying to run underwater in the dark. You are putting in immense physical and mental effort, but you have zero visibility and you aren't actually moving forward. We are attempting to manage a hyper-complex digital reality with an analog mindset. That mismatch fuels the persistent exhaustion we feel today. Performance coach Brendan Burchard realized this after surviving a near-fatal car crash at age 19. The accident gave him a desperate drive to make his second chance count and live a truly meaningful life. He did exactly what society tells us to do. He applied intense passion and endless hustle, which secured him a decent living, but then left him trapped in a frustrating 7-year plateau. He had immense grit and all the motivation in the world, yet he felt constantly depleted and lacked a clear trajectory to scale his growth any further. Burchard began analyzing the world's most successful people, from Fortune 500 CEOs to cultural icons like Oprah Winfrey, to see what separated them from the merely hardworking. This research expanded to gather data from over 1.6 million students across 195 countries, alongside top-tier entertainers like Usher, to figure out how they sustained success. What the data revealed was clear. Sustained high performance doesn't come from raw, innate talent or temporary bursts of motivation. It is generated by engineered systems. This echoes an observation Aristotle made thousands of years ago. Excellence is not a random act. It is a deliberate, repeatable habit. This dismantles the myth of the flawless high achiever. You do not need to be a superhero with boundless energy, and you absolutely do not have to sacrifice your sanity to reach the top tier of your field. While passion provides the initial spark, long-term achievement is measured by your service and your meaningful contributions to others. The world rewards the value you create, regardless of whether you feel inspired in that specific moment. When you build a standardized system of habits, you can confidently navigate entirely new industries, complex projects, and sudden crises without waiting around for transient motivation to strike. True high performance is a learned ability. It is the capacity to generate energy, focus, and resilience on demand, rather than waiting for the right mood to occur. It is time to permanently discard the exhausting grind mentality. Running entirely on stress and willpower only guarantees that you will hit a plateau of burnout. Stop waiting for the right mood or looking for temporary psychological shortcuts to bypass the work. Instead, commit to adopting the scientifically backed proven habits laid out by Burchard that make long-term success an automatic, daily process. When you replace the chaos of the hustle with the precision of engineered habits, excellence stops being a struggle. It becomes your natural default state.